we're gonna have to walk you to school, then finish loading the truck, then we can go antelope hunting. You wanna go with us? When I was a kid, I always wanted to go hunting, but then I'd always get in trouble and my dad wouldn't let me go hunting. So if you're good, you can go hunting.
Right over here.
Where, right there? Right there?
No.
When you have 3 kids and you're going on an antelope hunt on a Friday morning, you still gotta walk people to school, take people to daycare, chase after a little dog. You two call sit. Call sit. Oh! You sit down. Jackson, sit. There they go. Now we can go hunting. Okay, the essentials. No spray, NyQuil.
Essential oils.
Toilet paper. Completely all the essentials are ready to go.
On this trip, I'm in my home state of Kansas hunting antelope. Most people think of antelope as being easy, but in Kansas, half the battle is drawing the tag. After 7 years of applying, I finally drew mine.
Oh, because I'm not 94 and have the bladder the size of a grape. We'll have to stop to pee like, what, 7 more times? Congrats. Yay, I can't wait.
I can't help it.
You can help it.
I can't.
Grab that bucket, we'll put it in the floorboard.
Yeah.
Well, we officially have our first place to actually hunt. My buddy Johnny. Oh, what are we listening to right now? Let's crank that jam. That's what I'm talking about.
The only station available.
Right. This is actually AM. But he actually got us permission on a place that he hunted for antelope with archery, and he saw like a 16-incher, which for a guy that like doesn't know antelope that well, that means nothing to me. But he says it's big, so we're gonna go check that out. We actually have one more lead that we're gonna go knock on some doors and see if we can get permission on it too, to maybe have 2 places to hunt. But you figure one place is like 7,000 acres, and the other place could be potentially another 15,000 acres. So 3 does. We have our first antelope sighting in Kansas. It's the day before season, so we're just kind of driving around looking for antelope. We got 3 around this horizon. They're just does, but where they're does, there must be bucks, because this is the antelope rut. So we got a big cold front came in, so they ought to be running and chasing and doing their thing. So we just need them to run by us and get in front of us, and hopefully there's a big old buck pops over this rise and walks over to us. It's called the Stinky Wire Ranch. Stinky Pete. Old man, like, hey, you know, he's gonna be like, wham!
Right.
He's gonna put you on.
Squeeze as hard as you can.
Right. Man, we're going to Sharon Springs. We don't have time for you to go pee every 10 minutes. We're gonna get you one of those adult diapers for road trips from now on. Just like,
It's not that bad.
what do they call them? Little, like grandma pads or something.
Like depends.
Yeah, like adult Depends, exactly. I want to see you running and your knees are gonna be all together. Like,
I'm gonna walk nicely in like a lady.
Little bitty choppy steps.
You have reached mailbox number 78.
We said, call this guy, very good friend of mine.
Call ended.
The struggles continue. Yeah. Well, I'm sitting at an abandoned gas station right now calling people about antelope, trying to at least.
How's that working?
Well, I've had better luck. Alright, well, if you hear something, let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, bye. Okay. Well, we may run that way and see what we can look at, and I'll probably holler back here. I'll try to leave you alone, sorry.
It's all good.
So, dude, I feel like I'm like 18 again calling girls.
Right.
Like, you hang up with one, you answer another one. I mean, like, I wasn't like that, but I knew guys. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet.
Right.
Please try your call again later.
This is why. Because it's Western Kansas old people.
Oakley, Kansas. Please leave your name, number, and a short message, and I will return your
I'll give it a
call
shot.
as soon as I can. Thank you.
I'm in Brewster right now, actually, and we're just kind of driving around looking for antelope, and he said you were down at Sharon Springs and had a pretty good amount of them. So if you can point me in the right direction, that'd be a heck of a help.
That's where I'm at. I'm changing my clothes right now. So.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll be there in 2 seconds.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, bye.
Yep.
Fingers crossed. Okay, what's your gut feeling on this one?
And I really gotta pee, but I like him.
That's not your gut feeling, that's your bladder feeling. What's your
Right.
gut feeling on this whole deal?
They're nice.
I think so
I
too.
think, yeah, they're very helpful.
You can only go up from here. Let's be real.
I can't get any worse.
Yeah, it cannot go any worse than the other ones have. So,
Right.
if this is even his house, we may get shot. We're not sure.
He said he has his clothes off, so.
He'll get shot by a naked guy. Even,
Right,
even
right.
worse. I'm Josh. This is Jessica.
Jessica? The great thing about Western Kansas is there are so many salt of the earth people. People who will help you out antelope hunting or change the tire on your car. Most people in Western Kansas think antelope are a nuisance and do more harm than good. If you knock on enough doors, you can usually find a spot to hunt.
Because the game wardens, antelope season for some reason brings the game wardens here.
Yeah, I figured that.
And so if you shoot something, make sure you tag it right there. I think you can drive around and kind of find a walk-in hunting. You can blast them, and once you do that, we'll go east here first, and we've got some ground back this way, but I'll take you east here to road. But normally I see along this CRP, that field right there, wheat and mix.
I don't think I feel any better this morning. I actually feel worse. I sound worse. I look worse. I couldn't look much worse though, so God, this sucks. But yeah, I'm like a Kane Brown Josh Turner mix right now.
Right.
Looking at you, girl, talk fine. Nothing good. But I bet I look super cool doing it because I'm such a mouth breather right now that I'm trying like. That's what I feel like I look at least.
Opening morning, we are met with cool temperatures and thick fog. Not being able to see much, we decide to glass and put on miles and hopefully find any antelope.
There's antelope here. You can see there's tracks right back there. There's antelope tracks, just little short little deer tracks looking that are antelope tracks, but you just can't see them because I mean the sun was supposed to be up 30 minutes ago, but it's so foggy that you can't see anything. But being sick, being foggy, You ain't gonna get me down. It's opening day of the antelope season, baby. You ain't getting me down. It's rifle season, opening morning of rifle antelope. Usually, the advantage you have being in western Kansas and rifle hunting is you can see a really long ways. So you can make a plan and get on an animal and set up on a high spot and glass and spotting scope and get a really good plan. Today is not that day. I really am stupid, that's for sure. We had some guys bump these antelope. Let's go get ready. Go set up right by those fires. See him on the horizon up there?
Yeah.
You want him right there?
Yep. You shot right over his back.
Damn. Stay on him. Still on him?
Yep.
After miles of driving and miles of stalking, and not to mention 7 years to draw a tag, I completely blow my first opportunity at an amazing antelope. At 300 yards, I shot right under his belly. The antelope is unharmed, but my confidence, on the other hand, is a completely different story.
So frustrating. Transition and move and funnel and all that stuff. Like, one thing I've learned very quick is when scouting for antelope, find the flattest, most wide open stuff you could possibly find and go there. Burpees and belly crawling, like do things I never want to do again. And the other is I gotta put this thing on backwards, which now I got like a man bra on, like now my boobs are all sticking out. They're patriotic, so Victoria's Secret, if you're watching. I think that's about it for day one of the Kansas Antelope season. Kansas Antelope season's only 4 days long, so we're cutting it close. Every day it's kind of one of those get it done or you may not get it done at all. Obviously, the wind is stupid right now. I mean, it's gusting 40 miles an hour probably, but it's gorgeous right now. So we're kind of calling it quits, just kind of on a big overlook, looking down this valley, and there's a bunch of ponds down here just looking for antelope or heck, really, antelope, elk, mule deer, whitetails, anything. We've seen pheasants. I mean, Kansas is a rich environment for the animals, and it's beautiful. I wish I could get over the sickness And I wish I wouldn't have missed that antelope this morning because we just did a stalk that was like 3 hours long. So if we ever just killed the one, it would have been done and over with. But there's always tomorrow. Oh, my stomach's already cappuccino and grumbling. Well, it's day 2. Little update. I'm still sick. My voice is going quickly. Jessica is now sick. I don't know why. We don't touch. I mean, let's be real.
Never kissing him again.
Right, but it's Antelope Day 2. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Cold, clear, no fog this morning, so we can see a really long ways. Beautiful sunrise, and hopefully we can get some antelope. So it's our last day here in Kansas. I'm really wanting to kill an antelope, and that means going to any extreme. We actually found some antelope out in this field out here. So while Jess was at the gas station, she said, guys, I figured out how we're gonna get them. There's a new secret weapon when it comes to antelope hunting. It's
And they
called,
just sell it.
And they sell it in gas
sell
stations.
it right there, and it's 4 quarters.
Right.
Very
$1 you can kill an antelope. It's called horny goatweed. What you do, you it's a let's see, what is it?
Couple tablets.
Couple tablets. Okay, don't litter. Couple tablets. Here we do. You take them.
Do you give those to the goat, or do you take them?
No, you take them.
You take them.
No, you take them, and you put them by like your favorite like water troughs.
Okay.
Oh, that door's gonna hit them. You put them by like your favorite water troughs, or if they're feeding along a fence line or like corn. Like what you do though, you gotta crush them up, and then put them out. So.
Stop!
I have a raging hard on the whole rest of the hunt now.
We're gonna have some serious issues.
So you take it, it's all crushed up now, and you lay it out. You just take it and just like if I wanted them to come right here, I ought to put a stealth cam right on that post
You
right here.
should.
Like just antelope.
Perfect.
I
I feel like they're like showing up
10
right
minutes.
now.
Like they're gonna start like stampeding.
I know.
Here, you want one?
I'm okay actually.
Yeah, they taste real bad.
I
Actually.
bet they taste great.
Yeah, go ahead and throw it out there. We'll hang the stealth cam.
Are you
here.
sure, or should we save this for like a special moment?
No, they taste so bad. Well, manna has manifested in the middle of this field. About, I don't know, 2,000 yards now that way. We spotted him probably 1,000, but we backed way out, coming up around, driving to this cattle pasture, because we look like we're working. We're just checking cows. So we're gonna try to get up in front of him and get in front of him, and hopefully it's a buck all by himself. He's probably just out cruising for nose. So it's like you wish they made like an antelope bleat call or something. Maybe they do, I don't know. But it'd be nice if they did. You can just call me. What's a goat? What do you think a antelope female sounds like? Make a noise.
I don't know.
Like,
Would it be like a goat? Goat?
I don't know.
Or like, I guess sheep or ba.
Yeah, it's Bob. That's what it is, man. Yeah, Bob.
With the day wrapping up and hunting pressure picking up daily, we knew we had to make this stalk count.
Now, you know. Like, and then the rainbow pops up. And then like, 830 yards. Chip shot. Cut around and went across that fence, but still, Mr. Fredrickson's. Every time I say Mr. Fredrickson, she thinks it up. Well, we've stalked this antelope this morning for about 4 hours. And just no luck. We've got about 4 times at like 400 yards. And I just don't want to shoot it that far. So we watched him bed on this hill. That's probably 200 yards from the truck right now. And it's real close to a road.
So we watched where he'd been and guesstimated him off the fence line that's down south of us, about 300 yards up. So he ought to be, we went about 350 just so we didn't pop up right on top of him. So he's facing south and we're on the north side of him. So hopefully we can just pop this hill as long as we see him before he sees us, which is going to be a chore. As long as that happens, we ought to get a crack at him. So it's right there, right there.
Go for it.
I think I can. Oh, I got him for sure. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to get my first Kansas Antelope. First antelope ever. Oh my gosh. Oh, man, it's just one of those deals where it's like, you never know if it's going to happen, especially after you miss one on the first time. Like, oh. And then you think you shoot him good, but he takes off like sprinting, like antelope do, and I don't know. I just couldn't be happier. Like, I'm spitting all over myself, I feel like. After being sick and then missing one. Oh, heck yeah. Just got his head here. Oh, heck yeah. He's got a lot of mass. It's pretty long. He's got cool hooks that go all the way around the top. They all curl all the way around like that. That's a great first antelope. I'm like tickled about that one. I sound like a little teenage boy when I say it, but I am like super pumped. This is my first antelope. Took me 7 years to draw a tag in Kansas and got it done. Honestly, pretty long shots for me. 300 yards for me is like a pretty good poke. I'm not the expert shooter like a lot of my friends are, and I try, I practice, and I'm getting better, but I think this one was 340 yards and no one had made me a dope chart, and so I put it on him, and honestly I shot him way better than I thought I did. So I hit him, he took off running, and you know, pretty cool hunt. My home state of Kansas, I love it, it was awesome. And I got a great antelope at him, and it's gonna eat really, really good. So that's what I'm probably most excited about too, is my first one. I get to eat it. Jess shared the adventure with me, and I don't know. I'm excited. Hopefully we'll get well before deer season. I don't know, I could leave my voice like this. Let's just leave it like this. I sound like Kermit the Frog. It's awesome, I love it. So anyways, guys, thanks for coming along with us on this, and I got a great antelope.